guys, welcome back. Tonya McKenzie, your author and advocate. And we want to get this started with the Oscars. I have to tell you, I have hated the Oscars for a very long time. Oh. They have been incredibly boring. We don't win. And I usually spend 3 hours and end with disappointment. So this year was a little different. Last year got better. This year was awesome. I want to first start talking about Regina King. Oh. Can I tell you that she has been my hero, my shero since 227?
Yes.
Okay? Regina made being a chocolate girl okay.
Mm-hmm.
She made it cool. And I wish her so much more success because she is just making it so amazing to be a chocolate girl in America, in California. It's not always about the light-skinned chicks.
Mm-hmm.
She's winning for us. And I love that. I love that.
And she's been doing her breadth of work
is amazing.
Is just phenomenal.
It is amazing.
And they were doing, my favorite channel right now is the Spectrum channel that comes on when your TV turns on. If you have Spectrum cable company, it's
we don't have Spectrum. Okay.
Oh, okay. Well, it's called like Spectrum on the One, and so it makes you turn that on every time, so you're seeing what's going on in LA.
Oh, wow, it's cool.
It's cool. And they were taking the viewers through her like breadth of work, and it was like, oh yeah, she was in Ray. Oh yeah, she did direct great, episodes of Grey's Anatomy. Oh yeah, she did, and it was like, wow.
Yeah, she's bad.
Yeah, she's really evolving as an artist. She, like you said, from 227 until now, she has really grown and matured, and her work is it's awesome.
And she's doing the damn thing, and she's been consistently doing the damn thing for like decades.
Yeah, and she's looking good doing it. You see that dress? Ooh. Oh, girl, that white dress.
White on white?
Yeah, she had that split.
That chocolate
she was showing that little chocolate leg. I was like, girl, Regina, girl.
She's getting it.
Her mama, though.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh, she got good black.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't get to see a picture of her mama. But she
her
mama, good girl.
Her mama got good black. This real smooth skin, like looking like butter.
Ooh. Okay, go mama then. All right.
Did you get a chance to watch J. Hud's performance?
I did.
It was flawless.
Yes, I love J. Hud.
Meh.
Yeah, I called her.
Wait, I'm sorry. Meh?
Yeah.
Meh.
It was just whatever?
Well, I called her. I called her J. Hood last night. Of course, and Jeff's like, no, it's not. You said what? J. Hood. He said, no, it's J. Hud. I said, you know what I mean. J. Hood. She my girl. So she,
Meh.
You didn't really like it?
I didn't say it was spectacular. I said it was flawless.
Meh.
Really?
I love her. I love her.
You caught some flaws?
I love her voice.
I'm not really a big J. Hud fan.
Do you have to be someone's fan to appreciate their work?
Yeah.
Really?
Are
you kidding me?
Clearly, I am in the minority.
No, not really.
She cool.
Right.
She cool.
You're not a fan.
You're not a fan.
Cool.
So her work was only basic.
She cool.
All right.
She cool. Okay. Well, we enjoyed it, huh, Tonya?
We enjoyed it.
Okay.
I was surprised, though, that Pharrell Williams was actually nominated as a composer.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Pharrell does his thing.
Yeah, I mean, on the low, though. That's not something
On the low.
Yeah.
That was pretty amazing.
Yeah, because he want to keep his sanity.
You
move in silence because you don't want the haters coming to try and infiltrate your space.
Kudos to him.
What did you think about his outfit?
I mean, he's Benjamin Buttons to me.
Yeah. He never ages.
He does not age. He ages backwards.
How old? Look, how old?
He's 175 years old.
How old is he?
Pharrell is 175 years old.
Like he's been around for a long time, but he never looks old.
No, he's Benjamin Buttons.
I think he has that much work, though. He's kind of like the Tupac of producing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he works.
He definitely works.
Yeah, he has a breadth of work. And Spike Lee.
Oh, Spike. Spike's a fool. I was so happy that he got it. I was like, wow. And you could see that everybody was happy for him. It's been a long time. 30 years?
Something like that.
30 years, and he finally gets it. But, it's never too late. Good things come to those who wait, Spike. You know that? Good things come to those who wait. So,
I'm glad that Spike got it, but what I appreciate most about it is the fact that Sam was able to give it to him.
Yes,
that part actually made me cry. It was like the fact that Samuel L. Jackson, in all of his tomfoolery, was able to give his best friend his
boy.
Oscar.
Yeah.
his Mo House.
I was like, okay, that's great, fine. But that part was really special to me.
And you can tell the love was there. You see, it was like my boy.
Yeah.
And that's what it's supposed to be like. When your peeps win something or does anything, you should be cheerleading for them all the time. And it really showed. I was just like, that's what I'm talking about. That's what it's about. It's about being just as happy for your boy or your girl as if it was you winning. So,
that's what Black excellence is all about, which we will definitely get into later on.
What touched me so much about Spike was not just his win, but his speech. Yeah. He talked a lot about the sacrifice that his family made in order for him to get to where he was, the sacrifice that his grandmother made in order for him to be able to go to college. I come from a family, my grandfather is from Mississippi, and it was 17 brothers and sisters.
Wow.
Same mama, same daddy. That's what they did back then.
They were busy, huh?
They were busy, but they were a part of the Black migration where, they would come, people would escape the South and come to California to do better for their family and just to get away from the segregation. My grandfather, both my grandparents, but definitely my grandfather was a part of each one, reach one, coming from the South. So one would come to California, do well, and then reach back and bring another one of their siblings to California. The funny thing is, it's not really funny, but, when they were done and would retire, many of them went back to Mississippi.
Yeah.
That's really where they wanted to be. That lets you know that's where they wanted to be. They just weren't treated right. Yeah. So when Spike spoke on that last night, it really touched me. And, kudos to him. Much love to his grandmother and all those that were a part of his success.
Yeah. Kudos to my peeps from Brooklyn.
Oh, Lord.
Wow.
I just throw that out there. I do have some friends that don't live in Los Angeles. They live in Brooklyn and New York. So.
Well, my son is in New York also.
Right,
we should take a trip.
We should.
We should.
I'm only first generation California. All my family's in New York.
Sarita?
I didn't know that.
You know what, Sarita? You really?
Yeah.
She needed in on that. You gonna try to rep that you from New York too?
No, okay. I'm just just knowing about how summers and go back 4 or 5 times a year to check on my grandfather. It's Clinton Hills. Yeah, we all, which is right next to Fort Greene, which is where Spike, because that's how we got.
Okay. I have a question. Has anybody in here seen Green Book?
No,
I know about
the
Green Book.
I'm going to go see it, but I have not seen it. But
I know about the Green Book.
Okay, so
the answer, yeah.
All right.
No. Okay, so have you seen it?
I have not.
Okay, so no.
Oops.
So
well, I guess moving on to that.
Well, I asked because there's a lot of people passing judgment on whether they should or should not have won that award. I know that it was very contentious. I've read about it, so it would, just be a little. Interesting to see what your take is on that. So we might need to circle back on that later.
Right. And Spike tweeted that Green Book should not have won.
I heard.
I was like, you're officially a hater, Spike. Like, take your screenplay and be happy, bro.
I think Spike is still having some little, feelings about, remember way back when he did Do the Right Thing and Driving Miss Daisy won the same year. And so I think it's kind of like Driving Miss Daisy is, I guess in his mind, similar to Green Book is similar to Driving Miss Daisy's movie. So it's almost like
look at what you did there.
Look at what you did there. I did research. Yeah, I was reading some stuff.
She is reading some stuff.
Yeah. So
And for those of you that don't know, we have a generational division here in this room. Sarita's in her 30s, I'm in my 40s, and Gia's in her 50s. So
I'm in my late 30s, though. Don't be trying to
whatever. So, the separation in age and views.
Oh, you probably don't remember way back when, huh?
Ain't that some
where
shit?
We are.
See, that's why niggas can't.
You don't remember Driving Miss Daisy?
You don't remember Driving Miss Daisy?
Never mind.
Actually,
okay.
I do.
Oh, okay.
Morgan Freeman was the driver.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
Don't play me in these streets.
All right.
I'm afraid of that.
Okay. Well, so that's why I think Spike's little.
Okay, I can see that salt.
Yeah, a little salt and stuff.
I can see that.
I can see that. Lastly, for me, I want to say I love Julia Roberts. Okay.
Yes.
She looked amazing last night.
I missed her.
Oh my God.
She's the last.
She looked like she has not aged since Sleeping with the Enemy.
Yeah.
I've been a fan of hers since. I probably will always be a fan of hers, and she looked amazing.
Yeah,
so I did want to put that out there.
I did enjoy J-Lo's dress a lot. I thought her dress was dope.
Okay. Yeah, that dress, that silver.
Yeah,
that was popping.
the mirror.
Mirror. A lot of silver.
I was like,
going
Benny
on.
Medina is working because J Lo is everywhere.
She is. She's doing that.
So, no, she did look good. I have to give it to her. Oh, but did you see Angela Bassett's dress? That fuchsia, that pink was like popping.
Did you see all that ass though?
Hey,
I'm just saying.
Hey,
did you see?
Don't be discounting the sisters with the booty.
It was like all in them.
It was right. She was wearing it. It was saying
it was beautiful.
It was beautiful.
Angela is big girl goals. Okay?
Yes, that's grown woman goals for life.
Yeah,
her look, her disposition, the way she carries herself, the way she has continued to build her career. I don't actually remember a bad Angela Bassett movie. That goes very much into how she chooses her roles, and kudos to her because she is still killing the game.
Well, not a bad movie, but I'm not really the show she's in right now. That
the cop show.
That cop show. Yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
It's growing on me, but when it first came, I was like, "Oh, Angela, I don't know."
Is that her small screen?
Yes,
small screen?
Yeah. I was like, "Oh, you're not, And it might be because it's my profession, and I was like, "Girl, you gotta,
You ain't representing. You ain't representing.
I'm not really feeling her in that role, but it's growing on me. But at first, I was like, I'm not watching this. No, I'm not having it. But so I've been watching.
Lucky for us, we have an officer of the law here, and when we get into these next two topics, Jussie and R. Kelly, I definitely want to weigh in a little bit more with Miss Gia.
Can we take a break first, though? Because I think that it would be a good idea just to let Gia get her mind right a little bit. So can we take because I think that it would be a good idea for us to.
Well, let me just ask you this question. When it initially started, this whole saga with Jussie, what were your initial thoughts? Were you one of those people that were just riding with him all the way, or were you skeptical?
I needed to hear more.
So you didn't jump on the bandwagon like others?
No, I needed to hear more.
And,
neither did I.
I didn't either, and it had nothing to do with my profession. I just didn't jump on the bandwagon. I was skeptical. Just the way the story was playing out, it was just like I kept saying, "There's something missing. There's more information that we're not getting." It just didn't sound right, and that part probably came from my profession because I hear a lot. People talk a lot, and and it was just I just said no, something's missing, and I wanted to wait to see if what else was going to come out. I was going to let it play out in the media. So.
Ray and I had talked about how we had been to Chicago, and the first thing he said was,
ain't nobody going out.
We've been to Chicago, and this just don't sound right. And that's from someone that just visits. So I was skeptical. I have watched The View, and I know one thing that even Megan complimented some of the others on is that they now, especially Sunny, she with her law background, takes her time before she passes judgment on a situation to really look at the parameters of it and kind of let it breathe for a minute. Because usually, if you let a situation breathe, it will reveal itself.
Right.
That's why it's called truth will come to the light, not lies will come to the light.
And that's what I always say.
Yes.
Everything in the dark will come to the light.
They will.
And people have a misconception about people, I think, in law enforcement that we're always quick to pass judgment or quick to judgment. And that's not always the case. Yeah, we do have a job to do if there's a crime being committed to make an arrest and all that. But the investigators, the detectives, those are the ones that figure out all the pieces to the puzzle. And me being I was a detective at one time, I'm well aware of that, and I know that, so I'm not quick to judge. I just try to wait and see and get all the facts, and all the facts that we were given initially, they weren't all the facts, they were just bits and pieces, and that's what happens in today. Everybody gets bits and pieces of the media, what the media's putting out there, and they think it is what it is because the media said it. I heard it on this, it must be true, or this is this, and that's not always the case.
Because the shade room said.
Yeah,
because the shade room is talking about what he did and what kind of sandwich he ordered.
Yeah.
So he must have ordered that tuna
But
sandwich.
it's really a lot to that story because I don't know if you guys heard now the FBI is saying, well, hold up, slow down, slow your roll, because they have more other information, about things that have supposed to have gone on, with this
Jussie.
and the relationship between the two guys and Jussie. So it's more than what we're seeing and play out in the media. So.
And now there's elements of drug use.
Yeah.
Negro, you just didn't think this one through. At the end of the day, you just didn't. Where was your medulla oblongata when you were making this damn decision about how you were going to set yourself up and hitting yourself with a damn orange in the eye, with a sock wrapped up, giving yourself a damn black eye like you in, what's that movie with Martin Lawrence and, what's the movie?
When you got beat up, Thin Line?
Thin Line. When old girl was knocking herself in the head with an orange.
She did a better job.
She did a better job than he did.
With his evidence, his injury. Because I was like, he was assaulted. When I saw the picture, I was like, well, where's the assault at? I didn't see a little something on his eye. I'm like,
he couldn't go too far. He's still cute. He's still in these streets popping and thotting, so he can't do too much.
It's gonna be interesting.
It ain't gonna be interesting. It's a wrap.
Going to come out, or
I think more is going to come out.
It don't even matter.
I don't think it's going to come out maybe the way he wants it to come out, but I think more is going to come out.
It don't even matter. He's a wrap.
Yeah, because why did you didn't have to go through all
you were
this.
done.
It's like, wait your turn. That's people that feel they're smelling, they're drinking their own Kool-Aid, and they're thinking that they're greater than they are, and they won't let it play out. And it's like, I want more money. Fool, come on now. You just came on the scene. Yeah, you might be good looking, but, you kind of can sing, not like a whole lot. Oh. And, so don't be trying to command so much money so soon. Wait your time. That's a problem. Everybody wants this fast money. They want it, like, overnight. Eventually you might have been able to command, more than 60. Was it 60K episode or something?
No, he was making 125. He went from 40 to 125.
I wish I could make 125 just going to work every day. 125 a day doing my job.
Wow.
It's a wrap. He done pissed off. The black gay mafia is real.
I don't know anything about that.
And
you got me scared right now.
That's why I got the tea.
You got the tea?
I got the tea. No, I don't have any tea. I'm just kidding. But there is a such thing as a black gay mafia. I at least know that. And don't go pissing off. Don't go pissing off the gays. Mm-hmm. And don't go pissing off the black gays. Mm-hmm. Like, what are you doing? He just didn't think it through.
Well, he didn't have to. I don't know. I don't really know what his mind said it was in his thought process. Because how do we get here? How do we get to this type of stuff? You send letters first, some ransom note. Okay.
So do you think that people with a certain level of income feel like they are a little beyond the law, or that they are?
That would be a yes.
Is there
that would be a yes,
keeping them from understanding the reality of the fact that the police will catch you?
That would be a yes.
Okay.
People with money think that they're above everything. So again,
that is my.
That would be a yes.
I'm there with Robert Kraft also, but we'll just leave that.
We will table that for another day.
We'll leave that there.
These Roberts.
And what about what about Robert Kelly?
Well,
it's about time. I mean,
it's going down, as they say.
Not in the club for him.
Yes,
they don't drop the soap.
So, do you think this time it's a done deal, or are we going to be back having the same conversation again?
Where is Aaron Magruder when you need him? This is a great Boondocks episode. He did it already.
Well,
but where are the Boondocks when you need them?
Again, I'm gonna let this one play out.
Okay,
but I think. He probably is going to be done, this time around because, way back when it happened before, you didn't have social media, you didn't have the tools that we have now that's putting it out there now. So I think he is going to be done. Mm-hmm. Now, as far as what happens in the court of law and all that, the case and all that, that's going to be interesting because again, we don't know everything. We only got what the media and certain medias have put out to us. So there are some facts that we probably don't even know, and some things that we don't know. But I do think he's done.
I'm excited for the conclusion of this, and I'm praying that the conclusion will land him somewhere where he is unable to do the things that he's been doing over the years.
Well, that's true. That's true.
So we will definitely see. I want him to go. I've been wanting him to go. I'm not new to this mute R. Kelly situation.
Yeah.
I think he's a predator. I think he should have been gone. And hopefully the law will land in our favor. Those that don't like seeing these type of people with money that feel like they can surpass the law and circumvent the laws and the rules. And, see this come to a laid out conclusion. I'm excited for it.
I think what my position is great that he will be removed. However, my struggle, and I'm always attempting to get to the root of things and the root of problems, is all the people that allowed him, that were complacent in his abuse. And even though, yes, R. Kelly may be going away for a long time, and hopefully that's what ends up happening, but what about all the other people that helped him? And all the other people that continue to help other predators get away with the stuff that they get to. Like, we're just removing the symptom. Yes, R. Kelly is sick, and that's a great start. But what about the managers, the accountants, all those people?
Oh, let's talk about the parents that enable much of this to take place. I've definitely been on the train to have them also prosecuted. If something happens to your minor child, it's like that with us and kids. If my kids are late for school too often, they come after me. Mm-hmm. So why would it not be the same in a situation such as child neglect or
child abuse?
This is You're allowing this to happen. You're enabling it to happen. You're driving them to the studio for this to happen and leaving them there. So in an urban situation where the people don't have money, the parents would have been prosecuted.
True.
So why would they not be held accountable in this R. Kelly situation or any other situation like that? I'm a huge proponent of parents being held accountable for the things that happen with their children. So absolutely. They're the first enablers.
But that's not going to happen. And I think until we're able to have not only that conversation, but have retribution in that way, there are going to continue to be predators that happen. Poor El Hemplo. And it's still on the same topic. Have y'all seen Abducted in Plain Sight?
Oh my God, I hate that movie.
Will a damn.
I think I was upset the whole movie.
Will a damn.
Dog, I haven't seen that movie.
Of course you haven't seen it, Gia. You don't see anything because
I'm so not.
I'm crafting.
You don't have the movie TV on or nothing.
I'm gonna make a date.
Just sit and watch movies and TV.
Yes, I'm gonna watch momovies because I feel like
you just keep on making us beautiful pieces, and I'll keep you updated on the movies. But look,
and I really urge the viewers, if you guys haven't seen it, go to Netflix and watch Abducted in Plain Sight, because not only are you gonna be pissed the hell off, you're gonna be like, how the hell? You're just going to be confused the whole damn time.
It's not really confusing. I think what goes unsaid is that there are people that are naive. There are naive people in the world. And as the husband said, how he wound up in that situation, there are naive people in this world. There are. They're just...
So we're going to go with the naive?
I'll go with the naive.
I will go with both of those. Those people were in love with that
naive
man.
people, because you can say that with some of the
I said
of the
it. 2 tears in the bucket.
Situation. They were naive in a sense.
They're naive.
So yeah.
Let me tell you, I talk to parents all the time that are naive about things. They are really genuinely confused. We could take something just as simple as napping. They say, "Oh, your kids take a nap? How does that happen?" I tell them what to do, and they go do it. I don't ask for permission from my child to tell them what to do. So with that being said, something as simple as taking a nap or eating your food. No, you can't not eat and then go play and do what you want to do. So if there are parents that are naive to things that are simple and basic in parenting, can you imagine what a predator is able to do with someone that has no clue that these things are actually going on?
To all the parents that are watching and listening, she does tell her kids what to do, and she also tells us what to do.
Listen. It's not that difficult.
You see, it just happened. It's not that difficult. I didn't say it was. I wasn't saying nothing. That was Gia. But guess what happened? The youngest one on the table got their ass handed to him. Welcome to my world, folks.
Look.
Anywho.
But I want to circle back on what you said in regards to, you said it's not going to happen. Things change over time. People petition and fight for it enough. They change over time. I watched domestic violence as I grew up in a situation where police would come to the house, and if the woman did not press charges, there was nothing that they could do. Things have changed over time. Now, they will prosecute both of you. They're not even going to sit there and try to figure out who hit who first. Both of y'all go in, and we're going to take the kids, and then we'll get back to you. Yeah. Also, they have domestic violence units now that will actually come out and bring someone to take care of a child if they're in that situation. Those aren't things that used to happen 10, 20 years ago. Mm-hmm. So when I look at a situation, even like R. Kelly or parents being held accountable for negligence, I do see hope. But it takes people like us to continue to speak out about those things so that those rules and those laws can change. The guidelines have to change. It starts, and I've always said, local politics is important. That's where it starts. You start having those conversations, you start moving those guidelines forward, and you start making that change. I live in Redondo Beach. They have their wellness dog. They have a unit that comes out when these things happen. I think it's amazing.
It's awesome.
I think it's awesome. And with that, looking at what's going on with R. Kelly, we need to, not just him, but having these situations where someone's going to come in and deal with the parents of this negligence and abuse as well.
What? I live in LA City. We don't have those kind of...
We got to get them. I'm going to need you to... We going to have to...
Okay.
We get some
dogs.
Just
don't know that. So, you know, in all cities...
Car dogs and pit bulls in the hood.
It's not, hey, so, you know, we got to start somewhere.
We going to have pit bulls as wellness dogs.
Look... Whatever works.
Yeah, we don't live in a beach city. We don't have those.
Hey, it's not just there though. Yeah. This has happened. This was in San Jose, where I would see there was no resolution. Okay. San Jose is big as LA. I'm just saying.
I just wanted to break it down a little bit. You know,
our wellness dogs are going to be.
Yeah, we don't have those.
There's like a golden retriever that comes out as a wellness dog.
We have a dog, but it ain't a wellness dog when it comes. It's a dog sniffing out some stuff.
Good Lord.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
We need some solutions, people. We need some solutions.
We're going to work on that. We're going to work on that.
Solutions.
Okay, can we bring it back though? Because I think I really want us to move into solutions and just moving forward with the conversation because we are a hot ass mess right now. But I wanted to give time to bring in our guest and actually
talk about some recycling, some dollars, and some entrepreneurship,
some more solutions.
Some more solutions.
Some more solutions.
Yes.
So
we'll take a break. And when we come back, we'll have an awesome entrepreneur for you and some pretty cool products, and hopefully you guys will tune in and feel free to call in with your questions.
Ladies, y'all might want to tune in because brother man, woo, he a looker, so y'all might want to go to the bathroom and get on back. Okay.
Why are they going to the bath? Oh, because they got a tingle?
Yeah, they might have. You know, I'm just saying we're going on a break, but y'all want to come back. You don't want to miss this part of the podcast because he is a looker,
and he's a looking. All right, married. Okay.
I'm married.
All right.
Hey guys,
He said, let's say that.
welcome
Sounds
back. I'm
complicated.
Tonya, your author and advocate. Gia, Sarita,
That's
and
me.
we want to bring you this awesome fellow, Sean Bouldin. He is the co-owner of My Beverages, and we have some here today. He's going to talk to you about his business,
Absolutely.
entrepreneurship, where things are, and how we're going to move it forward.
Okay, let's do it. How you doing, ladies?
Hey,
doing good.
how you
All right,
doing,
I'm
Sean?
doing well. I'm doing well.
Well, first, Sean, I think Sarita wants to talk about. We want to lead in with the Killer Mike
Oh,
Okay.
show because it kind of ties into.
it does tie in. That is true. So
While you're here,
Okay.
have you seen Killer Mike? Trigger warning on Netflix.
No,
By
I
the
have
look,
not.
it does not seem.
No,
like...
I have not.
So, give you and the viewers a little bit of background. So Killer Mike is a rapper. He's one half of
Familiar.
Run the Jewels. Anywho, he has a Netflix show, and the first episode is about recycling the black dollar.
Right.
And so he lives in Georgia. He's a business owner, whatever. And he says that he wants to go 3 days with only and immerse himself in only recycling the black dollar. So he's going to go 3 days and only spend his money with black organizations or businesses.
Right.
And he, in a place like Atlanta, saw how difficult it was. Whether it was his food, whether it was there was only one grocery store. His traveling, he had to get on a bike, and so had to go to a bike shop. He got some of his more like personal goods on WeBuyBlack.com, and so it was just taking us through the journey of how difficult it is to exclusively spend your money with black businesses.
Right.
And so there are some interesting stats that he gave, which was in the white community, their dollar recycles 23 days. The
Right.
Jewish community recycles their dollar for 21 days approximately before it leaves the community. And then the Asian community recycles their dollar 28 days before it goes out of the community.
Right.
Whereas with African Americans or with black folks, our dollar recycles for 6 hours before it leaves. And so really, I would love to hear your thoughts and about your product, but also your journey in being an entrepreneur, a man of color, and what has it been like, and what are your thoughts on recycling the dollar?
Okay, well, first
I know
off,
that
on
was a lot.
recycling the dollars, we have to have ownership of businesses to do that. And ownership is taught. It's not something, it's learned. It's not something that we naturally have in our communities. If you think about it, a lot of our communities rent.
right?
You know, I learned personally about owning through some of my immigrants who came in, being the Jamaicans around my way. They came, the first thing they said, we got to get soil. I never heard that term until I was an adult.
Okay.
So living in the projects, ownership was not something that was taught. And so with that being said, it's going to be difficult to be able to recycle dollars if you don't even have the concept of ownership from the start. And I think that concept of ownership is something that we need to really start advocating a lot more.
With our young people.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we
Young
do.
people, old people as well.
Yeah.
Because, you know, there are a lot of people who are set in their ways and are afraid,
Right.
where they have the ability to, but don't have the knowledge to understand that
Right.
ability.
Right.
And if you don't understand your self-worth, who will?
So, tell us about your water company. It's My Water, right?
Yes, My Water, My Beverages is
My
the name of the company.
My Beverages.
Yes.
And is this your first step in ownership, or have you?
Technically, no.
Done things prior.
I
Okay.
mean, I've been an entrepreneur probably all my life unknowingly, from packing bags to pumping gas to newspaper routes. I also have had jobs within not only this industry, but outside the industry. So I've kind of played on both sides of the world. I've always had the spirit of entrepreneurship. But once again, it takes more than the spirit.
Yeah.
It takes a lot more than the spirit. One thing that we also, to your point earlier, a lot of people get help as far as financial help, whether it be loans when they come into the country, whether it be loans from family members who already have it, inheritance, etc., which we don't have the opportunity, or we don't always get granted the opportunity to receive that funding. And that's a challenge within our community. So we need to really work on that as well. If we're going to pull together, we need to pull our funds together first and foremost in order to give to one another and give the opportunities to everybody to grow.
Yeah. And I think we need to educate people on pooling our funds together. A lot of people don't understand the whole pooling concept or the community concept of entrepreneurship.
Absolutely.
How it, I might not be able to do it alone, but I could probably do it if I had 2 or 3 more people doing it with me, a collective. And that's what I think we need to teach that too and talk about that more.
It comes from our leaders. I mean, our financial leaders. I'll give an example. I was on a panel. No, I went to a panel not too long ago. And there was an athlete. And the athlete who was prominent, he said, yeah, would you hire so-and-so if they came down with the pants sagging? And I said, I understand your concept. I don't get the sagging part. But I would want to talk with that person before I judge them.
Yep.
And more importantly, why aren't we teaching them to own a business as opposed to getting a job? Our first instinct is to teach somebody how to get a job.
Right.
And you're already putting yourself at a disadvantage when you say that.
Right.
And it's really interesting when you say that. And there's this concept, the notion of Black Wall Street. And shout out to Mark Brogdon and Aouko, the guys the founder of the Pan-African Film Festival.
Right.
I went to the Pan-African Film Festival, and there was a movie called Boss, and it was actually speaking about Black businesses. And so taking the Black businesses from right after emancipation, which didn't happen, and then just kind of the journey to Black businesses and how we had this notion of Black Wall Street. And from 1906 to 1921, Tulsa, Oklahoma, actually Greensboro, I believe, Oklahoma was the hub for Black businesses. They had it was a community that was built up from the dirt, and they had everything that you needed. And how viable and how profitable and how vibrant the community was, and recognizing, to your point, how when other people see that, they get intimidated by it. So it was destroyed in the massacre.
Absolutely.
And that wasn't the first time it happened.
Absolutely.
So having this notion of building something and it to thrive and then have it taken away because the powers that be, whoever they may be, are threatened, recognize that when you have economic power and you're not relying on them, that it frees your mind.
Absolutely. Well, you just brought up a point that is really significant. Did you have a question?
Oh, no, I was going to ask, I wanted to get a little bit more into your products and where that idea came from and how you have gotten this far.
Well, I have a background in marketing and promotions, and I was introduced to a company that I had a minor share, and they was like, can you help me brand this? And it was a competitor now, but it was actually a water company that specialized in CBD products. And I helped them brand it.
We love that.
I was in a position, I said, I'll help you brand it if I can get a minor share of the stake. So that was the only thing that would interest me, because I kind of segued from the whole promotional. So we agreed to it. And before our creative differences, I saw all of the testimonies of the people who I was introducing to the product. And all of the benefits that were coming from the products, the CBD especially, and how much people were unaware, including myself, of CBD and its benefits.
Got it.
So with that being said, when we did separate and go our separate ways, I still wanted to continue to share and introduce the product and share and introduce the benefits of not only water, but CBD and electrolytes to the communities that were pretty much naive to it, including that's where I was prior to. So I wanted to continue to share that. And that's not just the CBD element, but cannabis in general and the benefits that come through cannabis.
Well, yeah, I think a lot of people are not educated on really what CBD is, the difference between CBD and I guess the other ingredient that goes in
THC.
THC that goes into the weed that people smoke. And a lot of people shy away from stuff because they know CBD is in weed, so they think, oh, I can't have no CBD, and they don't really know they don't know all the benefits of CBD and how CBD can help improve your life and things like that. And myself, I'm one, and I shy away from it due to my profession,
right?
But
and that profession is really we make laws that sometimes discredit the benefit of mankind.
Yeah.
So, and that creates that stigma, and that stigma is kind of like the media. It's just, it continues to grow before you, and you ignore it before you even give it a chance or an opportunity.
I wanted to say kudos to you about asking for that percentage in the business. I think we sometimes shy away from asking for what we really want.
Absolutely.
Because we're afraid of the no. My husband does that. We've been able to build wealth through having ownership in companies. And, what gave you the idea that would even be okay? So I think that's what happens is we think asking for this would not be okay.
Well, it's not fair. It's lack of knowledge.
Yes.
You don't understand the value that you bring often. I've worked at major labels, and I've helped people become billionaires and companies grow into billion-dollar brands, and I had no piece of it.
Got it.
I literally, for example, I bought the Black Eyed Peas into Interscope. Got nothing for it whatsoever. They benefited.
Yep.
I saw Jimmy one day after that, and I told him, hey, you remember I brought the Black Eyed Peas? He said, bring me another. And my thought was, why would I?
Right.
Yeah.
Because I didn't benefit from that. You didn't take care of me that way, so why would I even think to bring you something else? And knowing my worth and value became what helped me propel to understand. I know the time and energy I put into things.
Yep.
And if, in fact, I'm going to give that time and energy, which I have done in the past, I want to be able to benefit from it in the long run. I want my kids to eat off of what I'm doing. And I didn't know that. It wasn't about fear. It was just about lack of knowledge.
Yeah. So you talked about the CBD. I wanted you to also let the audience know a little bit more about the alkaline water and why that's important. I think many people don't understand why alkaline in their water is important. If you want to share that with them.
Well, alkaline is just basically it removes the acid, or it's supposed to be less acid in the water. And right now it is trending. There are studies that will be for it, and there are studies that are opposed to it. But the trend is that alkaline, because it removes all the acids, it's better for your body, which in fact it is. And that's why a lot of people are leaning more towards alkaline water. But the pH levels is really where it becomes questionable, because the average is 7. That's your tap water, and that's neutral. And then when you go up above that, it does remove it. But in removing stuff, you might remove some of the benefits that are in it as well. So you got to be careful how much alkaline and whether it's going to actually benefit you by not having any acids. Some acids help your body.
Yeah.
So you got to kind of balance it out. But yes, alkaline water is definitely, and we also have electrolytes that gives you the energy. So this is kind of like Gatorade without any sugar and coloring and additives. And that was kind of what we wanted for that. With our CBD, we wanted to make sure that the taste wasn't compromised, because when you start putting too much CBD in something that tastes acidy, it tastes chalky, you can see a film, you can see like a film, a coating inside the water. And so we wanted to avoid that, so people can naturally receive it, and people can naturally see the benefits of it. I personally have stories where I had a kidney stone, and literally I was on my way to Puerto Rico to work out a deal with the water. I was on a plane. Kidney stone was passing. I had to wait to get off the plane to get the water. I was really, literally on the floor, could not move. I drank the water, and I was able to actually walk and get better. It passed with the water. I wouldn't say that it subsided everything, no. But it definitely was beneficial in helping me with the pain that I was suffering at the time. And it was very excruciating.
Wow. Well, why don't you let the people know where they can, one, find your product, and two, find you? Because it sounds like you have a lot of knowledge to share on these things and entrepreneurship.
All right. Well, first off, the product here in Los Angeles, going back to your notion, one of the first places that we went to was Simply Wholesome. Mm-hmm. And they embraced us as well as us embracing them. And
shout out to Purcell.
Absolutely. Purcell definitely has embraced it. And we appreciate them. April as well. Mm-hmm. We appreciate them. They supported our business and helped us get into the community, get into our first store was Simply Wholesome here in Los Angeles. Awesome. And so we're there. We're also at dispensaries, of course. We're talking in a few other health food stores throughout the country. We're in a few places in Michigan, a few places in New York, and we're available online at www.my_beverages.com.
Got it.
So that's MY_BEVERAGES.
We'll get it on the site.
Absolutely. So that's where you can find it. You can buy it directly from there. This alkaline water and electrolyte water is less expensive. This is the more expensive hybrid. And we go at the rate that's out there in the marketplace.
So for someone that works out, like me, on a regular, which one do you recommend?
Both.
All right.
It depends. This helps with, yeah.
Okay.
Well, how about...
Yeah.
Because I want us to be able to wrap up, because I know that we're coming to our time. But I do want to say thank you for
having
coming.
me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and hopefully we can continue the conversation and maybe have you on again. And
absolutely, we can go into any topics. Are you
about to be our fourth co-host?
Hey, we can work that out.
All right, we're gonna have you back, Shaw. We're gonna have you back.
Good. It's all good. I think there should be a balance.
Yes,
you know?
yes.
Well, good. And why don't you let the people know what you have coming up and where they can find you, Miss Sarita?
So I'm, just a therapist, not just a therapist, but you can find me on SaritaButlerLMFT.com. I'm also, that's my website. My Instagram is, what is my Instagram?
Oh, Lord.
Sarita B.
Sarita B. No, it isn't Sarita B. Is it Sarita B MFT?
Yeah, Sarita B MFT.
Sarita B MFT. That's my Instagram. I don't have Twitter. I'm not cool. Facebook is Sarita B. And if you ever need mental health services, holler at your girl.
Okay.
I am going to be back on tour soon, so I will be back in a few Barnes and Nobles across our awesome country. If you have want to do a book event, please let me know. I might be in your city sometime soon. You can always reach me at TonyaMcKenzie.com, TonyamcKenzie, and my Instagram and Twitter are PRBizMom. Gia?
All right, I'm Gia. You can find me on Facebook at Mahogany Wraps or Mahogany Box. And you can also find me on Instagram at The Mahogany Box. And you can also find us, this beautiful mug, at shopthemahoganybox.com. Check it out.
All right, and I'm Sean Bouldin. We have My Beverages, which you can find us at my_beverages, Instagram. You can also find us at The Real My Beverages on Facebook. You can find me personally at Sean Bouldin on Instagram.
That was in case those, young ladies that like what they see.
Well, let me
slide in the DMs, be like, yo, Sean.
Now, let me tell you what it's really for.
Like.
For those who are entrepreneurs that are willing, we actually are in the midst of securing a factory, so we might have opportunities for entrepreneurs to
Sean,
be part of.
We're going to connect. We're going to talk because I need a creative space.
Okay.
So
there we go.
There we go. See?
All right.
I would like to say thank you to our guest, as
Well,
well
thank you
as
for
thank you
having
to
me.
the audience for watching. And we will see you in a couple weeks. My Morning Coffee podcast on Facebook and Instagram. So thank you. Have a good one.
Peace.
Peace.